Chapter 11. To Vaggie's surprise, she was able to make a successful break for it. Vaggie didn't know where she was, but she turned right and continued walking briskly down the sidewalk. After about half an hour, Vaggie looked up to see someone she had never thought she would see again. Charlie was standing in front of her sniffling as she put up a poster on a telephone pole offering a monetary reward for anyone who could bring Vaggie home while Razzle and Dazzle stood beside her. Vaggie began crying tears of joy as she ran over to meet her dear friend. "Charlie!" Vaggie yelled. "Oh, God! Charlie, over here!" Charlie whipped around and said, "Vaggie?" before realizing it was indeed her friend. "Vaggie!" Charlie yelled, rushing straight into Vaggie's arms. "Vaggie, I can't believe it. How did you escape?" "I'll explain everything, but we need to destroy this ring," Vaggie said anxiously, pulling out of the hug and gesturing to her ring. "Alastor can't find me without it." Charlie quickly examined the ring before using her nails to poke it on both sides and snap it off her finger. Vaggie sighed in relief as she used her foot to sweep the pieces into the sewer and said, "All right, we need to get off the street. Is there anywhere we could hide?" Charlie looked around and noticed the building in front of them. "Let's hide in this aquarium," Charlie said. "It's huge. We'll be able to stay out of sight until Alastor gives up looking for you or we come up with a better plan." "Alastor said that we would be meeting my ancestor for lunch somewhere," Vaggie said warily. "Are you sure we'll be safe here?" "Yes," Charlie said confidently. "I've been here a bunch of times. This aquarium is large enough to avoid Alastor and your ancestor if either of them come wandering in. We'll be safe here." "If you're sure," Vaggie said nervously. "Come on," Charlie said, holding Vaggie's hand. "I'm buying." Vaggie sighed and followed Charlie. The pair went into the aquarium quickly and quietly, with Charlie's bodyguards following behind them. This was the first time Vaggie had had an opportunity to visit the aquarium. When she was alive, she was too poor. When she was dead, she was still too poor, so for her, it was a wonderful experience, just what she needed after her past few days. The aquarium was larger than any aquarium on Earth. Every tank was huge and contained fish from all over the world and from even ancient times. Vaggie was amazed. Charlie explained to her that Hell cut a deal with Heaven to display a small number of the animals that had passed on the condition that the animals be kept in pristine living conditions. The moment an animal was abused, it was taken back. To abuse an animal was a crime punishable by the flames in this aquarium. Vaggie sighed. In Hell, the animals were treated better than most of the inhabitants. Charlie and Vaggie then found a secluded observatory area and began to talk. It took a while, but Vaggie finally managed to tell Charlie everything. At the end of her tale, Vaggie said, "Thank you, Charlie." Charlie looked at her in confusion and said, "What for?" "For wanting to find me and taking me here," Vaggie said, leaning her head on Charlie's shoulder as she stared at the fish in admiration. "I've never been to an aquarium before." "That is so sad. I'm sorry I didn't take you sooner." "It's relaxing, isn't it?" Charlie replied before her face frowned in sadness. "Vaggie, I'm so sorry about Alastor. You were right about him all along. I can't believe I didn't notice he was stalking you. I should have been paying more attention." "No, Charlie," Vaggie said, looking her dearest friend in the eyes. "None of this is your fault." Charlie gave her friend a weak smile before they leaned in to give each other another hug. Unfortunately, their happiness didn't last. Oh, how adorable. Two friends seeing each other again. Charlie and Vaggie whipped around to see Alastor standing behind them. Razzle and Dazzle looked at each other and back to Charlie and Vaggie, clearly as surprised as they were.
I'm glad you enjoyed that video/gameplay. Just remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Until next time, goodbye!